Hey everybody, Ramdean and Black with you here in our downtown studios. UFC 207 going down tonight. The return of Ronda Rousey as she takes on Amanda Nunes for the 135-pound championship. The co-featured bout of the evening. Dominick Cruz really running with this situation, considering Ronda Rousey avoiding the media. It doesn't seem like the media is that interested in Amanda Nunes. So Dominick Cruz going with it. And if you're Cody Garbrandt, you know it has to be getting under your skin. So there's no way, if he does not avoid social media, my social media, I don't even do social media. You scroll down, it's Dominick Cruz and Cody Garbrandt. Dominick Cruz saying this about Cody Garbrandt, constantly getting under the skin of Cody Garbrandt, trying to get him ticked off. So he goes into this fight emotional and he fights out of character. This is what Dominick Cruz wants.
Yeah, this is absolutely what Dominick Cruz wants. And it's been a strategy. It's been a game of war. It's been an art of war that he has been playing purposefully. And Cody Garbrandt is young, and later on in his life, as he's exposed to more things and more ideas, studies himself more, learns about himself more, he's going to look back at this time and go,
Eureka.
Yeah, Dominick understands the mind of a young, hungry, driven alpha male. And I don't mean the team, I mean an alpha human. And that mindset is, when you push, I push back. And that's what he wants. That's what Dom wants. Dom's playing. And now, you don't fight with words. I know people love the battle between words. We're all compelled by how the words that people use and the symbols that they throw around, but you still have to fight. But you cannot fight your best if you're angry, if you're visceral. It's going to be a really tough night for Cody Garbrandt. Can he win the fight? Yes, but he'll need to knock him out. He'll need to catch Dom's chin clean to knock him out.
You would expect part of the game for Dominick Cruz is pure frustration. We've seen it in some of the highlights with John Lineker and John Dodson, where Lineker is missing all night long because of John Dodson's movement and his speed and his mobility. You would expect that Dominick Cruz would lay that out right from the get-go to get Cody Garbrandt frustrated, considering you mentioned it, Cody Garbrandt is young, so he's going to have energy. There's a good chance, because he's an athlete, he will be able to go 25 minutes, although we've never seen him in round 4, and we've never seen him in round 5. So Dominick Cruz is laying traps early to get this guy exhausted so he can take advantage of him in rounds 4 and 5.
Yeah, there are so many things that, he can't understand. Again, it doesn't mean this young, driven, hungry, athlete can't win the fight. But it's just very hard. It was a hard assignment to begin with. Nobody really understands Dom's game. When we analyze it and when we make a breakdown or an analysis piece or whatever, and now lots of people do it, and it's really fun. It's fascinating to look at them. But we're looking at slivers. We're looking at thin slices. The game that Dom plays is all of these thin slices are all offered to you on a platter. And it's like a card game. Pick a card, any card. Each one of them is a game. There's so many layers of things that he's playing with your mind. Things that he's playing with timing, things he's playing with rhythm. He's teaching you things for the purpose of making you believe you've figured them out, but really he's walked you into a trap. There's so much going on here, and Cody is training with the same guys that haven't been able to get the job done before. And he's younger, and he doesn't have as full a skill set. What he does have is very good. His boxing is beautiful. He generates power with his legs so beautifully. He's a great young athlete. He's got so much here, but he's missing some key elements. So he needs a certain amount of luck to be able to win this fight. He needs a certain amount of good fortune. And, possibly he needs to grit it and go for it. And if he wins, it'll be because of that. And if he loses, it'll be because of that. Because he'll drive himself into shots, or he'll more likely drive himself into takedowns and spend a lot of time on the ground. When I was chatting with them, you can see it on our YouTube channel. I don't say much. They just get mad at each other for a long time. He said to Dom, "You can't take me down." Well,
what if I do?
Yeah, and unless you're beating Uriah every day in the gym, and Dom took down TJ as well. When you were there, if those two guys were getting the better of you, and they likely were, how is it, what piece of evidence do you have that if Dominick Cruz could take down TJ Dillashaw and take down Uriah and then trap Uriah into takedowns where Uriah felt he had the advantage, and instead Dom reverses them and put Uriah down by adding creating power with movement, something that was missing from his game years back. So you see how much he's improving. It's a very, very, very hard fight to win. And then you add all this mental stuff, and it becomes even harder. Whatever happens, win or lose, this fight will make Cody Garbrandt a better fighter. He's very young. His ceiling is unlimited, and everything he's going to learn from the lead up about himself, about controlling his emotions, about not being manipulated by a fighter, that's all going to be valuable stuff for him.
What's cool about it, and we're just having this conversation, when you look at Uriah Faber and TJ Dillashaw and Joseph Benavidez, the guys that Cody Garbrandt has worked with to improve as a mixed martial artist, none of those guys have been able to defeat Dominick Cruz. When you're alone with your thoughts, if you're Cody Garbrandt, that has to be in the back of your mind. How do you push that out leading into this huge moment, the biggest fight of his mixed martial arts career, the biggest fight he'll probably ever have, considering he's facing one of the pound-for-pound best fighters on the planet. And then on top of that, it's like, I don't have success with Uriah Faber in the room, or TJ Dillashaw, or Joseph Benavidez. They couldn't do it. Why should I be able to do it? Or do you push it away and say, you know what? I'm better than those guys.
Yes, and maybe you think about the times you did get the better of Uriah, which will happen anytime you put good fighters together. You did get the better of Joseph Benavidez if you did, and you think of those moments and you focus on the truth. You think, really on the walkout, you're supposed to be thinking of the hard work that you've done, all the preparation you've done, how you left nothing unturned and how you dedicated yourself and committed yourself. That's what you can be thinking about on the way out. You can also think of the success he had against another young prospect. That guy beat like 20 guys, and he took him out right away. So he can look at those things, but you want to be over-prepared for a test. That's knowing full well that when you go in to write a big test, or you go in to take a big physical test or compete, if you're over-prepared and the natural things that will happen, you will still be prepared. And you can't be over-prepared for Dominick Cruz. So what choice do you have? You try to look for evidence of how you will win, try to put real evidence in, but if you don't have it, you turn to faith, which is by definition believing in something that there is no evidence for. That's all he's got. That's what he needs. If he believes in it strong enough, it can allow him to be committed enough to have his best chance. If we wake up on Saturday morning and Cody Garbrandt has knocked out Dominick Cruz, as much of a fan as I am of Dominick Cruz, I will be thrilled to be wrong on this. It would be exciting to be wrong on this. But there's no evidence to say that this young guy has been in the environment necessary to win this. If he wins it, he creates that evidence on the spot.
Yeah, what's interesting is we believe it's a foregone conclusion. We believe that Dominick Cruz is going to do his thing, and however it unfolds, it's going to be with Dominick Cruz getting his arm raised at the end of the night. So we're going to move past this because we believe that Cody Garbrandt is going to be a better fighter, win or lose, after facing Dominick Cruz. When you look at the landscape for the 135-pound picture, what do you think is best for Dominick Cruz? I know he doesn't care who the opponent is. He wants the biggest fights humanly possible. He wants to be exposed to the masses. What to you are the most interesting challenges for Dominick Cruz?
First of all, there is no such thing as a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, I know. I understand.
So we know that he can knock Dominick Cruz out.
You're expecting.
I'm expecting. And but again, we'll be thrilled to be wrong. Part of our job in trying to get better at what we do, we are hoping to be proven wrong as often as possible. That will give us the chance to learn. Every fan should think that way.
And they're exciting moments. That's the best part about it. Nobody is giving Cody Garbrandt a chance in this fight because of experience, because of that. And if somehow he goes right at Dominick Cruz, and because ego gets involved and Dominick Cruz decides, you know what? Piss on this. I'm going to throw down with this guy. And Garbrandt lands and lays him out. Yeah. That's why we love mixed martial arts. But because the science involved, Dominick Cruz seems to push ego out of the way. We saw him. You look at him on Christmas because of the embedded alone at Alliance MMA training by himself because he has his eye on the prize.
And do you know why he's doing that? He's doing it to get in another workout, but he's doing it for one more piece of proof in his mind that he has done more than you have, that he's done more than everybody. He's better, he's smarter, he's more efficient, he's more skilled, he's more experienced, and I've worked harder, and I've played with your mind. He can carry that out with him. One more reason to feel that way. But would we be thrilled to be wrong about this? Yes, because then we all get to, on Saturday morning, wake up to a brand new reality with millions of new questions to explore.
Will Cody Garbrandt shock the world at UFC 207? Well, it all goes down later tonight. We'll all know the answer after midnight.